Welcome to the fourth lecture on Approximation Algorithms. Today we will talk about linear programming. In the first three lectures we learned some algorithms, some combinatorial algorithms for problems, and we got some approximation factors out of them. But today I will open a whole new world of approximation algorithms for you that use linear programming, that use the duality of linear programs, and that use integer linear programming. In the very first part, I will give you a short introduction what linear programming is. If you already know what it is, then you might even skip the first part and immediately move on to the second. Then we will learn how we can get upper bounds and lower bounds for our programs. We will learn the relationships between the primal and the dual. And then we will see some techniques that you can use. And in the next lecture, we will use those techniques. Let's start with our small problem. You're the boss of a small company and you want to produce two products. For example, you want to produce some keyboards and you want to produce some mice. For producing X1 keyboards and X2 mice, your profit is 30 times the number of keyboards you produce and 50 times the number of mice. Of course, that would mean if you want to maximize the profits, then you want to create as many mice as possible. But it's not that easy because we have some additional constraints. We have three machines that create our components A, B, and C that we need to produce the hardware. And we need those components in different quantities for our different types of hardware. So for example, for a mouse we might need a scroll wheel, but not for a keyboard. Also, our machines take some time to create the component. So within one day, for example, we might be able to create 60 types of component C and 880 types of component A, and for a mouse we need one type of component C, and for the keyboard and mouse both we need one type of component B. That means we can create at most 60 mice and at most 150 keyboard plus mice together, or we can create 880 of component A. That means 4 times the number of keyboards plus 11 times the number of mice can be at most 880 during one day. And of course now the question is, how do we want to choose X1 and X2 to maximize the profit? So how many keyboards and how many mice do we want to produce? We can model this as a geometrical problem. If you're also listening to computational geometry, this might look familiar to you. So we have these linear constraints, and each constraint tells us how many of each type can we produce. We can produce at most 60 mice per day, at most 150 in total, and whatever that is. So what we can do is we can take a coordinate system, and on the x-axis we put x1, and on the y-axis we want to put x2. And now every point here basically tells us how many of each do we produce. So if I put a point here, then that tells me we produce 0 mice and 0 keyboards. If I put a point, let's say here, then this tells us we produce 100 mice and about 55 keyboards. And I want to find out which points are valid, so what can we do? And this is what the constraints tell us. So the constraint C tells us at most 60 mice. So we cannot reach any of these points here. The only points that are valid are inside this half plane. Everything that lies at x2 equals 60 or below. And also this constraint, we can have at most 150 in total, so all the points that are valid have to lie in this half plane, below this diagonal. The same way this gives us a half plane. And also we cannot produce negative amount of something, so both of those have to be at least 0. And that gives us all the valid solutions which lie in this polygon. And it's basically the intersection of all these half planes and the two half planes above x1 equals 0 and to the right of x2 equals 0. And every point in here gives us the valid solution. Everything what we put here, this point that we can do 120 keyboards and 15 mice. But which of those solutions do we want to pick? And that's where this target function that we got comes into play. The target function tells us we get 30 euro for every keyboard and 50 euro for every mouse. So this is some function that we want to maximize. And if we place it here, it's basically a vector. It's some cost vector, 30 times x1 plus 50 times x2. It's exactly this vector here. So basically we want to maximize this vector within this space. And to do that, we can take the orthogonal of this. This is the profit line. If we look at all the points that lie on this line, all those points give us a profit of 1,500 euros. If we move this line along this target function vector, the profit will increase. So if we're here on this segment, all the points here give us a profit of 3,000 euros. All the points here, 4,500. And now we keep moving this line until we get to some extreme point. If we get here and we move it even further, then we don't have a valid solution anymore. And this gives us the maximum profit. And now can you compute the coordinate of this point? Well, it lies on the boundary of the pink half plane, which corresponds to this, and on the boundary of the blue half plane, which corresponds to this constraint. So it has to lie in the intersection of the two lines that we get by these inequalities if you put an equals here. So x1 plus x2 equals 150, and 4x1 plus 11x2 equals 880. And I already did that for you. That's at 110x1 and 40x2. And what is the profit of this point? We just take the point and plug it into the target function. So we get 30 times 110 plus 50 times 40, and then we get 5,300 euros. So here the solution is 5,300. And you get it by producing 110 keyboards and 40 mice per day.